Hey dudes, so I'm gonna let you listen to the pro, okay? This is straight from the pro, and it's explanation of R.A.S, Reticular Activation System. And it basically talks more about how your value, and let's go back to going back to the goal, right? How you can start using this to see what the girl is attracted to. Reticular activation system, okay? Whatever she puts in high value, once you see that, once you notice that, you can start to use that to your advantage, okay? But this is about something different, okay? I have a personal stake in it, and I'll let you listen to it right. Oh, come on. Now.
What do you focus on? Like what? We think about it this way. If this is your whole field of perception, whenever there's value or a threat, your perception will focus in on that. Well, likewise, the way that you focus in on your existing experience of reality, like the way that reality is unfolding in front of you, you will also, and I don't know if this is R.A.S or not, or if it's just selective memory, but whatever a scientist would call it, you're also having a very subjective interpretation of past events. All right? So look, say that you have a friend. Say that this is your friend right here, okay? And you have nice memories would count as N, right? A nice memory, a nice memory, a nice memory, a nice memory. But then there's also these bad memories that are here, here, and here, okay? Let's say that the nice memories were like, this person got you a birthday cake, and he remembered he got you a Christmas present, and he's just fun, and he's a nice guy, whatever. And then the bad memories are like he was 5 minutes late at the pizza store, he made fun of you once and you didn't like it, and he snuggled with your teddy bear one night when you're looking for your teddy bear. Whatever, okay? So as random as we can get. So look, at first, the focus is here, right? When there's value in the relationship, the focus is all here. It's like, oh yeah, he did this, he did that. What happens when the relationship begins to deteriorate? When the person is no longer getting the value that they once got out of it, the focus now changes. They go, that guy's always late. That guy is always stealing my fucking teddy bear, right? And he, what was the other bad one? He mocks me. Right? He mocks me. So the focus begins to change. You can see in your relationships how they're changing. Like, even in guys, let's say not even women, but say with a guy. Maybe at first you have some new dude that you hang out with just as friends, and you're like, hey, let's go get a beer. And even if he's already, or say you say, let's go get a bite to eat. Even if he's already eaten, he's like, yeah, I'll just come down, we'll hang out, whatever. Later, if he's not getting as much value out of the friendship, he's like, oh, well, I'm busy now, whatever. Okay, that's just a symptom. By the way, if your friend says he can't go eat with you, don't start panicking like, oh, Tyler said I'm not offering enough value. Okay, not saying that. All right, I'm just giving it as an example. So, you see this in business all the time. You see business partnerships that at one point were really, really solid, but then when the other partner can recognize that they can make more money by going off on their own, all of a sudden it goes boom, boom, boom. That guy doesn't do this, he doesn't do this, he doesn't do this. Even though there was so much good stuff to focus on, it deteriorates. The same thing happens in relationships. The guys that are the best with women are haunted by this, all right? The guys that are really skilled with women, this is the shit that haunts their dreams at night. Because essentially, when you get really, really good with women, what you start finding is this. Here's a couple things that you'll notice. One is, say that you're talking to a woman and her boyfriend is there, okay? You'll be talking to her. Say that you just start talking like this. Say that her boyfriend's right there. He doesn't like what's going on. So he'll be like, hey, Kathy. What's interesting, he could even follow this. How's this for a mind screw? He can be yelling so loud that you cannot hear yourself talk. Like, you cannot even hear your own voice coming out of your mouth because he's being so obnoxious or whatever. The girl can't hear him, and she can only hear the pitch that's coming from your voice. Okay? This is like, you ever see that movie March of the Penguins? When the penguin moms can hear the voice out through all the different pitches? Well, this same phenomenon will occur whenever we're dealing with attracting women. Like, if you have the value, you can be talking to that girl, and she will be completely absorbed in your conversation. Meanwhile, the person's yelling, and she cannot hear that. You can't even hear your own voice, but somehow she can hear it. I mean, these are extreme examples, all right? These are just extreme outside the box examples to get you thinking.
All right, so let's talk about this. So, currently, remember, this stuff I'm still learning. I'm still learning about this. I started in my 30s. I started when I turned 30, okay? And after 10 years, or almost 10 years, so September will be the 10th year, I still have a lot to learn. You know, fuck me for not starting earlier. I didn't know this kind of material was out there. It's good material. Now, the personal thing is about, about when you talked about the friends. Okay? And when I listen to that again, I realize that, maybe it's very possible that something I couldn't control, which was me being outgrown by that person. And then all of a sudden, my value to that person changed. Just like how he said it. Just like a play by play. I once had high value with some people. And then when my value started to change, mostly because how do I say it? I was doing and saying things that did not agree with their reality. Did not. And or some other stuff too. I caused them pain. Being around me causes them pain. My decisions cause them pain. And what sucks in my case, there was no real conversation. Let's say person A, the one that has evolving problem with me, did sit me down and talk to me about his problems with me. This is not I'm going to dump this on you in this hour or 2 hours and then leave. This really, really required a play by play. Tell me your gripe, I respond. Tell me your next gripe, I respond. Your next gripe, I respond. And so the impatience, right? When I had high value to this person, we could talk for a good while because I had high value. But all of a sudden, my value started to drop. Now, I'm not saying that he was misjudging me, because what it was, he was making conclusions without the necessary information. And you know what? We are all very, very guilty of it. We are all guilty of it. All of us. And regrettably, we lost friendship, right? Because, I've had friends who want to maintain that high value on top of me. But then, not necessarily I started to fight back. When I started to have a mind of my own, they didn't want to be around me anymore. Because they lost that superiority over me. Because I was growing and learning. Okay, especially when I turned 30. And so, without me having that subservient, without me being a subordinate, I'll say that for now, my value to that person changed. Too bad. And it's as if there's a couple of guys in my life that did this to me. And because I was not going to be below them anymore, all of a sudden, they wrote me off. They wrote me off. They couldn't stand that I was becoming closer to their equal. They wanted me to stay down there. And they couldn't stand it when I started becoming more and more closer to their equal. So they cut me off. I suffered anxiety. Those were the beginnings of my social anxiety. And then, yeah, 4 years ago was when I suffered a big break because I didn't know how to deal with it. I didn't. Because I was 37, 36. Because it was either 3 or 4 years ago, or I was 37 or 36 years old, something like that. And it broke me. And yes, it was because of a girl, but it wasn't because of her. Too bad she just became the trigger. And I lost a relationship there. It's kind of funny though, because I'm still friends with her sister. So I'm sure I come up in conversation once in a while. And instead of me like having to deal with all this pain, I can really just let go. I will choose to let go. Not let go as in I don't give a shit, I don't give a fuck, but I have to let it go. Let go of the dwelling. I have to let go of the pain. The memory will always be there, and I'm not going to bury it or get rid of it or just no longer remember it. No, I want to remember everything as much as I can. The memory will always be there, but then I can separate the pain, the anguish, the dwelling. Because if I don't do that, I will emotionally be stifled. I will emotionally just stop. And I can't do that. If I want to continue to grow and learn, I can't let myself stop. I mean, my current situation, they were big friendships, but my value changed, and because my value changed, I lost. I lost. I can't keep the family together anymore. Not that I'm not trying. No. But then, oh man, I'm getting a little bit emotional about this. I feel pain. I'm sure if I was to start discussing this, they're going to give me their side. They're going to tell me about their pain, their pain, their pain. And I have a fear that my pain is going to be disregarded, or I'll tell them about my pain and it's useless. Just, I have no right to feel this pain because of what I did. That's the bullshit. That is the highest level pile, steaming, smelling bullshit. it's like this. Okay, so if they were to walk back into my life, because I do have an open door policy, if they were to walk through the door, walk through the door and come back into my life, here's the thing. I still felt pain. And if they're gonna completely blame me for it, that's not fair. How was that fucking fair? It's not. Absolutely not. I felt pain. And if you're gonna try to rationalize my emotions, you can't. Because emotions are not always rational. They're not rational. Emotions are emotions. You're going to feel anger. You're going to feel pain, sadness, anguish. Okay? They are the immediate, I think of them as the purest immediate reaction that you'll ever have. How your emotions spike. And as enlightened as we want to be, sometimes we can use thought and logic to curb the emotion. But you know what? Sometimes you gotta trust your emotion. And that's only up to you to figure out how to do it. I can't give you a step by step. Unless you want to tell me every single time you felt like a dick. Every single time you felt sadness. And I can do that. But that's always case by case. Here I'm giving you the general of what you gotta do too. And you heard about the R.A.S, okay? We'll get back on the girls for now. The R.A.S, right? Value seeking. You're sitting down with a girl, and she only hears your voice, and her boyfriend's right there. What an example! And you know what? I myself have seen it one time. I could hear the boyfriend, but I couldn't hear the guy that was talking to his girl. Of the few times I went to a club, because I was an observer. I went to a club to observe. I didn't go to a club to meet girls, even though I did try. My main thing was to take mental notes. Oh, I see what they're doing. I see what they're doing. This is where he's talking about glitches in the matrix. This is where you start to see. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. Me? I kind of use that when I teach. I have bona fide, genuinely caught on to little boys who catch a look at one of my assistants. And I don't know why most of my assistants are girls, but they are. Okay? And, they go and look. There's a little bit of redness on their cheeks. I see it. That's R.A.S in action. I see it and go, that's R.A.S. I see it. I see how they always pick to be in her line, or how they are sheepishly and shyly trying to ask her a question as if it's going to work. Boy, you're about 10, 20 years away from getting that kind of a girl. I have not yet come across a boy that knew how to charm a girl, but I see it. I draw it from my own experience, and then I see it in front of me. And if the kid is cool, I'll even tease them. It's like, how come you keep looking at her, huh? And he goes, no, I'm not looking at her. It's funny, and that's R.A.S. That's me going beep. Oh, I see it. Okay, beep. I see it. Beep. I see it. Go to a club whenever we can go back to a club. If not, I don't know where you can go. Go to a shopping mall, and then you might see some guy trying to hit up on a girl. So yeah, that's my thing. Sunday, I'll continue on. I mean, I'll give you as many videos as it takes. I'll fill up this damn YouTube channel full of videos. Hopefully somebody somewhere out there, not just in my immediate circles, will find it useful. You want my information? You want to know me? Watch these videos. I'm going to give you everything of me in these videos. It's about time I came out from the shadows and just told you what I've been doing. And I hope it helps you too.